Once again, one of the best places to live in the U.S. That's according to a new ranking that was released overnight. By the way, the only city to rank in the top 10.
Everyone thinks the most beautiful cities to live in are where dreams collide with million-dollar price tags and crowds. But what if that's not the full picture? We'll reveal where value, vibrancy, and views come together for 2025, and why overlooking these spots could mean missing your best chapter yet. Which city could turn your next move from fantasy postcard to everyday reality? Imagine stepping outside to the sound of mariachis drifting through the early sun and the scent of fresh tortillas wafting from a corner bakery. That's a Tuesday morning in San Antonio, Texas. A city that feels like one big family reunion where everyone's invited and there's always enough tamales to go around. With a population topping 1.5 million, San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the U.S., but you'd never know it from the way neighbors wave across their front yards or swap recipes at the H-E-B checkout. The median home price sits at $270,000. Compare that to Austin, just up the road, where the median is around $450,000. And suddenly, that dream of a backyard barbecue under a pecan tree feels a lot closer. Renting, you're looking at a median of about $1,250 a month, which means more room in the budget for brisket and Spurs tickets. And with property taxes at 1.6%, Texas's lack of state income tax sweetens the deal for retirees and anyone watching their wallet. Need sunshine in your life? San Antonio delivers with over 300 days of blue skies every year. Snow boots? Not required. Instead, pack your appetite for color and community, especially every April when the city throws its legendary fiesta. Picture 11 days of parades, music, and confetti eggs, all celebrating the city's rich mix of Mexican, German, and Texan roots. Fiesta pumps more than $400 million into the local economy and brings 3 million people out to dance, eat, and soak up the city's soul. It's not just a party, it's a way of life. But what really makes San Antonio shine is the way it balances old-world charm with 21st century opportunity. The job market is booming, fueled by heavyweights like healthcare, cybersecurity, and tourism. The city's healthcare sector alone generates $37 billion a year and employs more than 170,000 people. San Antonio has quietly become the nation's second-largest cybersecurity hub, with over 100 organizations and a pipeline of talent from the University of Texas at San Antonio. Tourism isn't just about the Alamo. It's a $21.5 billion engine that supports more than 147,000 jobs, from Riverwalk gondoliers to tech event planners. And speaking of the Riverwalk, imagine an evening stroll along winding canals, shaded by cypress trees and lit by lanterns, with live jazz echoing from a riverside cafe. This isn't just a vacation spot, it's everyday life for locals who know the best taco spots, the quietest garden benches, and how to navigate the city's endless calendar of festivals, markets, and art walks. For anyone looking for a place where culture, comfort, and cost all play nicely together, San Antonio is the warm-hearted welcomer of the American South. Here, you can trade traffic jams for tamale stands, mortgage stress for mariachi nights, and find out just how beautiful a city can be when it's built for living, not just for looking. Picture yourself beneath a canopy of moss-draped oaks, the air thick with the scent of blooming gardenias and a hint of salt from the nearby river. That's a morning in Savannah, Georgia, a city that feels like it was painted in watercolor, then left out in the sun to fade just right. With its cobblestone squares, ironwork balconies, and horse-drawn carriages, Savannah is the poetic old soul of the South, blending storybook charm with a cost of living that still feels surprisingly down to earth. Let's get straight to the numbers. The median home price in Savannah hovers around $290,000, less than half of what you'd pay in Charleston or Annapolis. Average rent? About $1,500 a month, leaving plenty of room in the budget for shrimp po' boys and jazz nights. Even as the city grows, now home to roughly 150,000 people, housing remains accessible, which is a rare find for a place with this much personality and history. But Savannah isn't just a pretty face. It's a working port city with an engine that hums 24/7. The Port of Savannah ranks as the third busiest in the U.S., driving a local economy that's anything but sleepy. Warehouses buzz with activity, and container ships glide past the city's historic waterfront, carrying everything from Georgia peaches to high-tech machinery bound for the world. This steady flow of commerce means jobs, good ones, in logistics, shipping, and manufacturing. Unemployment here sits below the national average, and new residents are drawn by the promise of opportunity as much as the Spanish moss. Creativity runs deep in Savannah, thanks in part to the Savannah College of Art and Design. SCAD brings a youthful, artsy energy to the city, filling downtown with galleries, pop-up shows, and digital startups. It's not unusual to see students sketching in Forsyth Park or filmmakers setting up shots along River Street. This creative current spills over into the city's thriving food scene, where chefs turn out everything from low-country boils to vegan soul food, and bartenders craft cocktails with names as colorful as the city itself. Life here moves at a gentler pace. Locals linger over sweet tea on shaded porches, and neighbors swap stories at Saturday farmers markets. The city's calendar is packed with festivals, jazz, film, food, and of course the famous St. Patrick's Day Parade, which transforms Savannah into a sea of green. When night falls, gas lamps flicker to life, and the city's legendary ghost tours wind through alleys steeped in history and a dash of mischief. What really sets Savannah apart is how it manages to be both accessible and enchanting. Here, you can own a piece of history without breaking the bank, walk to riverfront cafes, and find work in a city that's quietly booming. For anyone dreaming of Southern charm on a real-world budget, Savannah proves you don't have to sacrifice beauty for value. You can have both, wrapped in Spanish moss and Southern hospitality. Key West isn't just a dot on the map. It's the far edge of the American dream, where the pavement runs out and flip-flops are considered formal wear. Life here moves to the rhythm of the tides, with pastel conch houses, crowing roosters, and sunsets that set the sky on fire almost every night. But paradise comes at a price. The median home here hovers near $980,000, and average rent sails past $3,000 a month. That's the cost of waking up every morning to ocean breezes and never having to scrape frost off your windshield. Key West hasn't seen a freeze since 1873. Still, there are perks that make the math a little friendlier. There's no state income tax, so more of your retirement or remote work dollars stay in your pocket. And while the cost of living is steep, the vibe is pure freedom. Locals swap business suits for board shorts, and the only rush hour happens on Duval Street when the parrot heads and artists spill out of sidewalk bars. The job market leans heavily on tourism, hospitality, and the kind of quirky small businesses that keep the island's character alive. Unemployment sits low at 2.5%, but most folks here are hustling in some way, running charters, painting murals, or mixing mojitos for the next wave of sun-chasing visitors. Weather? Think endless summer. Highs in the 80s, sea breezes, and hurricane season as the only real wild card. Insurance can be a bear. Wind and flood coverage add up fast. And some years, rates spike like the tide after a storm. But for those who crave life on island time, It's a trade-off. High costs, yes, but also the kind of daily beauty and offbeat charm you can't buy anywhere else. Hemingway wrote here, Jimmy Buffett found his muse, and the local motto, "One human family," means everyone belongs, whether you're a snowbird or a conch born and raised. If you want your days measured in mangoes and margaritas, Key West is where the mainland ends and adventure begins. Welcome to the northern edge of New England, where Portland, Maine greets you with a salty breeze and the aroma of wood-fired pizza drifting from a working waterfront. This is the city where lobster boats bob alongside indie art galleries, and Saturday mornings mean fresh-baked sourdough at the farmer's market, not a scramble for parking at the mall. With a median home price hovering around $485,000, Portland offers a slice of coastal living that's refreshingly attainable, especially compared to the sticker shock in bigger cities further south. Renting runs about $2,000 a month. And here's a bonus for your grocery bill. Maine doesn't tax food or clothing, so the extra cash can go straight to blueberry pie or craft beer, depending on your priorities. But what really gives Portland its spark is a creative energy that flows from the cobblestone streets to the harbor's edge. The city's art scene punches way above its weight, with monthly art walks, a symphony orchestra, and more breweries per capita than just about anywhere else in the country. Healthcare and education anchor the job market, while tourism and tech keep things lively year-round. And if you're dreaming of a work-life balance that actually delivers, Portland's compact size means you're never far from a seaside trail, a cozy cafe, or the next big food festival. It's a place where the pace is gentle, but the ideas are bold. Now, let's sail south to Annapolis, Maryland, America's sailing capital, where colonial brick meets Chesapeake blue. Here, the median home price lands around $590,000, and average rent sits close to $2,300. Households bring in a median income of about $95,000, a figure that reflects a steady tide of government, tech, and healthcare jobs. The city's unemployment rate floats just below 2.6%, thanks in part to the U.S. Naval Academy and a strong network of marine trades and professional services. Annapolis isn't just about yachts and regattas, though. Its historic downtown buzzes with seafood festivals, art fairs, and open-air concerts all summer long. For those who crave both tradition and adventure, Annapolis delivers waterfront sunsets, walkable streets, and a calendar filled with crab feasts and boat parades. The tax picture is nuanced. Maryland offers generous pension exclusions for retirees and a host of property tax credits, making it surprisingly friendly for those looking to stretch their dollar without sacrificing the good life. Whether you're drawn to Portland's artisanal spirit or Annapolis's nautical pedigree, both cities prove that coastal living can come with creativity, stability, and a dash of everyday magic. No velvet ropes required. Picture a city where every corner looks like a movie set. Cobblestone streets lined with pastel mansions, gas lamps flickering under Spanish moss, and the distant sound of horse hooves echoing off centuries-old bricks. That's Charleston, South Carolina. It's not just beautiful. It's the city that keeps winning #1 Best U.S. City awards year after year. Here, the median home price hovers around $540,000, and average rent sits near $2,200. It's not the cheapest on the list, but Charleston's blend of southern charm and cinematic scenery draws people from all over the country. What really sets this city apart is its sense of occasion. Locals celebrate everything, from oyster roasts on Folly Beach to the Spoleto Arts Festival that turns the historic district into a stage. The job market is anchored by tourism, aerospace, and healthcare. So whether you're dreaming of running a boutique on King Street or working in one of the city's top hospitals, opportunity is never far away. And when it's time to unwind, shrimp and grits, a sunset walk along the Battery, and the kind of slow, golden evenings that make you forget what decade it is. Now, trade the Spanish moss for palm trees and swap the southern drawl for the gentle rhythm of the Pacific. Welcome to Honolulu, Hawaii, where city life and paradise shake hands every morning. With median home prices around $830,000 and rents ranging from $2,400 to $3,200, Honolulu is the high-cost heavyweight in the coastal lineup. But you get what you pay for. 278 sunny days a year, average highs of 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and a lifestyle that runs on aloha spirit. This is a city where you can surf before breakfast, grab poke bowls for lunch, and finish the day with your toes in the sand. Honolulu isn't just about beaches and rainbows. There's substance beneath the sunshine. The economy is powered by tourism, the military, healthcare, and education. Crime rates are low, and people here live longer than almost anywhere else in the U.S. The average life expectancy is 81 years. The city pulses with energy, from open-air markets in Kaka'ako to the lively food scene downtown. And if you're wondering about community, the sense of belonging here is as warm as the weather. Charleston and Honolulu are two sides of the coastal coin. One, an award-winning starlet draped in history and southern hospitality. The other, a balanced Zen master where wellness and wonder are part of daily life. Both prove that beauty isn't just about the view. It's about how a city makes you feel, and how easily you can picture yourself calling it home. Imagine waking up where the air is crisp, the mountains glow pink at dawn, and the only thing more dazzling than the landscape is the price tag on your neighbor's ski chalet. Aspen isn't just a winter playground for the ultra-wealthy. It's the gold standard for mountain luxury, where exclusivity and eco-consciousness go hand in hand. With a year-round population of just 7,000, Aspen feels more like a private club than a city, and the median home price proves it. About $3.2 million, with averages soaring even higher if you're eyeing a single-family retreat. But what really sets Aspen apart isn't just the real estate, it's the way the city runs. Aspen Electric has powered every home, every gondola, every après-ski hot tub with 100% renewable electricity since 2015. That means a mix of local hydro, wind from the Midwest, and a dash of landfill gas, all carefully balanced so you can toast the sunset, knowing the lights are as clean as the mountain air. For those who want sustainability without sacrifice, Aspen is where luxury and green living meet at the summit. San Francisco doesn't just sit at the edge of America, it stands at the edge of what's possible. The skyline rises above the bay like a promise, all glass, steel, and fog, with the Golden Gate stretching out in a flash of international orange. This is where ideas come to live large. Median home price? About $1.3 million, which sounds wild until you look at the median household income. $136,000, one of the highest in the country. Here, six-figure salaries aren't just for tech founders. Engineers, biotech researchers, and creative professionals all find their place in a city built on reinvention. Jobs are everywhere, if you're ready for the pace. San Francisco is a global powerhouse for tech, but it's also the nerve center for biotech, finance, and green innovation. Fortune 500 companies share blocks with startups that might change the world, or at least your commute. The city's job market is as diverse as its neighborhoods, from the painted Victorians of Alamo Square to the buzz of Chinatown and the Mission's mural-lined alleys. But what really defines life here is the city's restless energy. San Francisco rewards ambition with world-class food, a calendar packed with festivals, and a culture that says yes to the next big thing. The cost of entry is steep, but for those who want to live at the crossroads of creativity and opportunity, this is where visionaries put down roots. If you're chasing a life that's as bold as the skyline, San Francisco is ready to meet you halfway. Just don't forget your jacket for the fog. Picture yourself standing at the edge of red rock cliffs as the sun turns the whole desert into a living watercolor. Fiery oranges, deep purples, and a sky so clear you can count every star. That's a typical evening in Sedona, Arizona. With a small-town population just under 10,000, Sedona gives you space to breathe and a front-row seat to nature's best show. Here, home prices hover around $925,000 and average rent sits near $2,800. But what you're really buying into isn't just a house. It's a way of life that's hard to put a price on. Sedona is famous for its so-called energy vortexes, those mysterious spots where the Earth's energy is said to swirl and recharge anyone who visits. Whether you're a true believer or just like the idea of a good hike with a side of spiritual curiosity, there's no denying the sense of calm that settles in when you're surrounded by red rock formations older than time. Locals build their days around sunrise yoga, gallery strolls, and trails that wind through cacti and wildflowers. Wellness isn't just a buzzword here. It's stitched into daily life, from crystal shops to meditation gardens. But Sedona's beauty isn't just skin deep. The city takes its natural gifts seriously, protecting the landscape with a strict dark sky policy that keeps the stars bright and the nights quiet. Solar panels are everywhere, and the city's eco-conscious mindset means you're just as likely to meet a painter as a park ranger at the local coffee shop. This is a place where people come to reconnect with nature, with themselves, and with a slower, more mindful way of living. If your dream is to trade endless errands for endless horizons, Sedona is where the search ends and the sanctuary begins. From San Antonio's $270,000 median home price to Aspen's $3.2 million real estate and Sedona's commitment to dark sky policies, the evidence is clear. Beauty in American cities is measured in more than just scenery. Census data, job reports, and cost of living indexes confirm that each city balances affordability, opportunity, and cultural richness in its own way. Yet, no single list can capture every factor. Personal priorities, future market shifts, and local policy changes remain unpredictable. While some cities, like Honolulu, offer high life expectancy and low crime rates, others like Key West stand out for unique climates and tax perks. What's certain is that the choices documented here are grounded in current data from 2025 housing markets, employment statistics, and published city rankings. For those seeking a new home, the evidence shows there is no universal answer. Only the city that best matches your needs, your budget, and your definition of beautiful living.